TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good. Welcome to the offices of Duke & Duke, 100 South Broad Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19147. Folks, let's take a look here at the DAX here on the long-term weekly chart. You look at this chart and you realize it's not the end of the world, even though you can see it from the edge of town. It doesn't look nearly as bad as you're seeing in some of these stocks here in the United States, but they're still acting okay. If we took at this really long-term picture in the DAX, you notice that it's just making a normal correction, much like it did in 2015 and 2016. And if you look really closely, you can see the big ABCD from July of 2013 to the high that we made in December of 2017. That's the big ABCD, and we've been heading down ever since. So that's what we're keeping an eye on here. Now let's take a look at the FTSE on the daily here. Basically what I'm going to try to give you an idea that, this is probably not much. This is just a big scare tactic, possibly. Here's the FTSE, folks, on the daily. You see the big ABCD and the new low ground. That's what you're supposed to see. You're also seeing a butterfly pattern down here at this level that we're at. So we should hold 6,700 in the FTSE on the daily chart. That's what it looks like. If we look at the FTSE on the weekly, you're going to be seeing something very, very similar with that ABCD. Now, whether they're going to hold up or not remains to be seen, but we're over some really key astro times, and that's why, as a special pre-Christmas gift today, you're going to have Norm Winsky as our guest at 9:30, so he'll have some good things to talk to us about. There is one other one that we need to talk about today because we've been talking about it for a long time, and here we are. Boys and girls, this is Christmas Day in Deutsche Bank. If you'll take a look at it, we are trading at 9866, I heard this morning. That is right spot on to the number that you see down there at D at the lower right-hand corner at 8.60. And if you remember, when they were offering this at a discount of 35% back in January of 2017, we were certainly warning you of that fact, and it turned out to be the right thing. Sometimes they don't work out that way, but we'll see. With the Deutsche Bank here, you'll see you also have a three-drive to a bottom pattern going from January 18th, January of 2018 to where we are right now. If it doesn't hold $8, it's going to look like Lehman Brothers and Bear Stearns, but we'll see. There's a lot of scandal going on in the news about Deutsche Bank, whether it's news or fake news or whatever it is. It's still out there in the news, and that's pushing the stock down. But we did hit that objective. I just wanted to mention to you that that's what we're looking at here this morning. Now, if we take a look at some of these, the reason why you got to remember these, you got to remember these banking stocks, and look what's happened to the banking stocks here. And this is mainly because of Goldman Sachs. You'll notice here Goldman Sachs is the biggest contributor here, but we had a perfect potential ABCD pattern up to the 61% retracement. All we did on Thursday was take out those highs of early October, late October, early November, and immediately reverse. That's not a good pattern, folks, because that basically is nothing more than a 50% retracement of that high from way back in August. And that tells you there's problems with the banks. Now, I know the whole world is talking about, well, not the whole world, but there's a lot of people talking about interest rates and everything and about how bullish the TLT pattern is. I heard it 3 times today. once on Bloomberg, excuse me, twice on Bloomberg and once on CNBC, how bullish the TLT pattern was. So I said, well, let's pull up the TLT pattern. And so I did, and this is over the past year and a half. And if you think that's a bullish pattern, please send me your checks in, because I have two shares of the Brooklyn Bridge that I've been saving since 1886, and I have those original shares for you if you'd like to purchase them, because that is not a bullish chart. Now, it might go up more, and I might be wrong, but the chart itself is not a bullish chart. That's basically what we're looking at in here. Now let's take a look at some of these key stocks that we have out here today, because we have a couple of things that we need to cover. Let's take a look at Google. This one looks pretty good. You know, if you'll get up here, we'll be able to see it. We're much better shape than we are with some of the others. We had that double bottom, and then we had a really strong rally. This is going to be a retest, folks, so we're heading down below 2,600. And as my old professor from Indiana University, William Preston Buchanan Allen, used to tell me, vaya con Dios is goodbye in Spanish. Hasta luego is goodbye in Mexican. Au revoir is goodbye in French. And going below 2,600 in the S&P is goodbye in any language. So getting below that, folks, we're looking at prices that could hit 2,300 in the S&P. But with the news of the way that is, the news out here is definitely, you know, a challenge as we go through here. Now, a lot of the news is about this thing that's going on in China with the the arresting of this young lady who happens to be the daughter of the founder of the company. And there's a lot of politics involved. But you can see in the Canadian dollar, we were looking at this just the other day. Fact is, it was Monday we were watching. It's the fact that that we were saying how it must hold that 31.50 level in the Canadian dollar, that it was a very, very important low. And as you can see, as we were here last Thursday, we were hitting that low exactly. Now, we've been all the way up to 134.60 today, expanding this up to the upside. And much of that weakness in the Canadian, when you see that chart, that means that U.S. dollar is gaining on the Canadian. It takes $1.34 to equal a dollar of the U.S. money. So that's really what's happening. And this is so much political stuff that's involved here, folks, and that's why I'm a technician, trying to figure out what's going on there. I had 2 emails this morning from people saying, what does it mean? I don't know what it means. I just look at the charts. It means that the Canadian dollar is weak and the U.S. dollar is strong, and we've been saying the U.S. dollar is strong for a considerable, you know, period of time. It still looks like it wants to move higher. There's nothing here that tells us that you know, that it doesn't want to move higher. If we take a look at this, you know, we've been waiting for it to get, I think we updated it. Yes, here we did. Let's get this up here. Here it is. This is where we were Friday, and we're moving up, and we got above 97 and change so far this morning. And whether we're going to get up to that level or not, we'll wait and see. But, you know, all the things are pointing towards it. Now, if we get below the 96 level, then this would certainly be a different pattern. But right now, it's setting up exactly, you know, as is. We come back, I've got some interesting charts here on silver that I think you'll be interested in. 877-927-6648.
The TAS Profile Scanner is the most revolutionary piece of trading software that you will ever try. Wouldn't you like to approach the markets with confidence? As you begin your trading day, it's likely that you'll be faced with lots of decisions. In order to make the best decision, the first thing you'll need is a strategy that will help you minimize your risks. Whether we're in a bull or bear market, a good strategy is to have the tools needed to help you scan and analyze the markets before you trade. The TAS Profile Scanner instantly scans and filters over 2,500 global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, president of TAS Market Profile, the TAS Profile Scanner understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications, automated trading algorithms, and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. Whether you're looking at the trade matrix, the ETF heat grid, the market breadth, the landscape charts, or the many other features of the TAS Profile Scanner, this is a piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the markets and set up your trades. The team at TAS has even put together a 12-part video series to walk you through every aspect of the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find directly on the TAS order page at TFNN.com. Sign up now for only $97 a month with a risk-free 30-day trial, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. See for yourself how you can harness the full power of the TAS Profile Scanner by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services section. Remember, with a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Don't let another day pass you by without trying out this amazing piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the market and how you place trades. Sign up today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I wanted to bring to your attention, because someone asked me the question Friday when we were Oops, it wasn't Friday. It was Tuesday when we were here. We were talking about that important price of 27.85 in the S&P, and I just wanted to re-show you that pattern because it had repeated twice, and it was at a 382 retracement from the high at 27. Let's try it again. 28.15, and remember the ABCD on that structure was at 28.30, so it missed it by 15 points, but the importance of that particular chart was the fact that it was down on the day, setting at major support, and if it went below that level, well, you can see what happened. We expanded to the downside by quite a bit. So I believe it's totally different this day. I believe today we had a chance for a potential rally because the market actually looks a little better technically than it did back in October the 28th when we were making those 3 drive to a bottom patterns in just about everything. And so far, you know, those bottoms have held. Whether they'll continue to hold or not, you know, we'll have to wait and see. Now, the next chart I want to bring to your attention was sent to us by some of our friends up north in the Canadian area, and this comes from Kimball Charting. I know who those folks are, and the reason why I'm going to bring this up, this is a really long-term picture in silver. Mr. Z, this is for you, my friend, because when I saw this, I know how bullish you are on silver, and boy, this could be the reason, my friend. If you look at this, you'll see the high that we made back in January of 1980 at 56. Yeah, well, let's say $54 an ounce. We made that same high back again in April of 2011, and now we pulled back. And look at these ratios are very, very interesting. You notice that the bottoms come in at very, very critical times with these triangles. And look where we are right now. We're sitting right at the triangle. And what's interesting, folks, is if we take the low that we just made here in silver last week at 13.85 per ounce, that is the 78% retracement to the penny of where we were in 2009 when we were down around 10 bucks. So this is a very, very important thing. And by the way, if we break it to the downside, that would be a very bearish, pattern. So this is one of the things that is on my watch list. Now, we just had a 50 pip rally here in the euro here in the last half an hour, which has pushed up the price of gold from being down about $4 up to being up $3. So this could be an interesting day before it gets over. Remember, we have some key astrological things today that I'll let Norman cover. One is we've got, I think, Venus is moving to direct station, which is very important. And of course, tomorrow we have the new moon, and that's a special new moon because that December 7th is Larry Bird's birthday of the Indiana State Sycamores and the Boston Celtics, number 33. Okay, let's take a look at a couple other things that we need to cover before Norm comes on the air here. I brought these to your attention because I think they're relatively important. Look at the platinum here, folks. Platinum has been lagging the gold and silver quite a bit. And we're down at a really interesting level here now, down around this. It got down to 793 last night. I believe we're trading a little bit higher than that, but that is a Gartley pattern going back to August. So this certainly does not look like the gold chart by any stretch of the imagination, but this could be one of the reasons that would make it move higher. Remember, folks, years ago, I'm talking way back in, the 1980s and in 2000, platinum had a huge premium to gold. It was, sometimes it was $1,000, I believe. And now we have platinum trading at a $450 discount to the gold. That's very, very unusual. Platinum is harder to use on a jewelry basis. Otherwise, there would probably be, a lot of changes. It's a very hard metal to work with. But I don't know if you folks have even ever seen a platinum Rolex, but I had one of my friends from Bill Meridian, one of his friends and my friends, who was one of my accounts, came to visit me many years ago with his family. And he had a platinum Rolex. Of course, it had the diamonds on it and everything. It was worth about $100,000, I believe. And we went to play in the poker tournament here at the Desert Diamond, our little tiny poker tournament you buy in for $50. And so he's there playing, and one of the guys from south of the border was looking at the watch. He says, "Boy," that's a really famous replica watch, isn't it?" And he laughed and he said, "Yeah, it is." And then after he looked at it, he says, "Gee, that doesn't look like a replica to me." And he says, "It's not." And he says, "Can I see it?" And so Amir took the watch off and gave it to this kid, and he put it on. He says, "Wow." He says, "How much is this worth?" "About $10,000. And he didn't say anything. He said somewhere around that figure. But anyway, it's a very unusual piece, but that brings back memories. And since we're in the holiday spirit, we'll see. Oh, there, dark platinum. That's what David. That's just the dial. The dark platinum dial that's not the whole watch. The Austria Perpetual Yachtmaster is silver and gold with that platinum dial, but that's still a beautiful watch. Anyway, let's move on and talk about some of these markets. We don't want to worry about too much. Let's take a look at the most bullish of these FANG stocks that's going on today, folks. We're trading about 50, 60 lower, I believe, today in we're trading about 60 lower. We're trading around 1628 in Amazon. You notice that it had the 3 drive to a bottom pattern, just spot on back there in November. We had a really strong 8-day rally. Now we're in the midst of the pullback. It's trading around 1628 was the last I checked. So if it's going to turn here today, and I'm not sure that it's going, so we'll see. That's it. Okay, here's one for 41,000. Boy, they've come down quite a bit, I guess. Yeah, 41,000 for a Rolex Platinum. Well, that's a pretty good price. Buys a nice house in China. Okay, let's move on, take a look at one of these others that we need to be watching here that I think is important. Folks, it's a very, very strong probability, folks, that we are making a bottom in crude oil today. I know that the news is very, very bad, but if you notice here, we've been down at this 786 level for 10 days now. We haven't broken below 49.50 as of yet. We got as high as 54.50, which was a 61% retracement of the high that we made at 57.25. And what we did last night is we came down and we tested the exact 786 of that little range, came in at 50.10. So as long as we don't get below 50.10, oil has a chance to rally. We've already rallied $1.50 off that bottom already this morning, so that's going to be an interesting one, you know, to pay close attention to. So these are just some of the ones that we're looking at, but we have the master himself, Norman. He calls it to the minute. Winsky will be with us right after the break to give us ideas of what we think is happening in the future. So let's pay attention when Norm comes on. It'll be fun to have him on, as it always is. 877-927-6648.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary power law vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, I believe we have Norm Winsky on the line. Norm, are you there?
Yes, sir, Larry. Good morning.
Good morning. Why don't you go ahead and take over the mic and tell the folks what we're looking at?
Okay, hopefully the folks can see my notes. I'm on top of page 1 there. First thing I'm going to do is going to do a quick review of what I said when I was last on your show on November 21, and we'll see how that all came out. One interesting thing that I did not actually spell out, but there's multi-facets to any astrological interpretation. I usually emphasize the financial stuff because that's where we can make money. But here's an interesting thing in the news lately. Look at this on item A here at the top of the page. We have Saturn entering the U.S. 8th house. If you Google 8th house, you'll find out that that's the death house, and Saturn has to do with, it could be a senior respected person. And it took 10 days, but we lost a former president, So that's kind of interesting, They can't make any money on it, but there you go, right? So it's kind of interesting thing. All right. Oh, and also as a result of the funeral, Congress had to reshuffle their schedule, and this says, emphasis on debt, taxes, and so forth. They had to reschedule their whole budget schedule on passing a bill, so they wouldn't have to shut the government down. So it caused a major disruption in the timing of Congress passing the budget bill. All right, now we had a huge cluster. I asked to come on your show there just ahead of Thanksgiving because there was a huge cluster coming right around Thanksgiving. We had my top things are when the planets get to zero latitude, as they go around the sun, they are like horses on a carousel going around and around, but they also go up and down. And when they get to that midpoint at zero latitude, that's one of my top things. The other thing is due to the relative motion of the Earth, we have planets that stop and appear to stop and go forward. That's a stationary direct, or stop to go backwards. That's stationary retrograde. Those are the kinds of things I'll be emphasizing today. So let's go look at, we had item B here, Venus at zero latitude. We're going to look at those markets that are connected to the planet Venus. So our first one is cattle. You can see the green arrow there was not too bad. If you sold the cattle there, I think you had a little chance to make a little bit of money. I think there was about a 3-handle drop there into that spike low there about 5 days later. Here's copper. Copper, you had a little bit of a top there, and it also dropped about, 70. I think that was at 78 area there, and we dropped down to about 72. So you had about 6 cents that you could have made there potentially on the copper. Here's cotton. It was up the other way around. It was making a low there, and that was 1 day off of literally what would you call 2 little pennies? Out of not the big pennies, but the little. It was like $10 out of your pocket. It was the difference there between my date there and the actual low. So there we go. S&P was probably the biggest trade of all the ones I talked about. We're looking for a huge change in trend with this big planetary cluster. And I forgot to mention, of course, the full moon that was early Friday morning. And so there we go. There's your S&P made its low on Friday, the 23rd. And then we had about roughly 180 handle rally from that low. So that's pretty good. If you bought one S&P mini, that'd be worth about $9,000, in about a week or so, And there's your sugar. Now here's a miss. Every now and then we get a miss where it doesn't follow my parameters, and so there's a red arrow there. So the sugar took about an extra day or two to make its low before it popped up. So that we call that a miss. Wheat was not also cooperative, so that also took a couple of extra day or two to make its low. And notice on these losers, though, you would not have lost very much money. They only chipped out the low by a very small amount. So keep that in mind when you compare it to the winners. It's not too bad, It's a pretty good win-loss risk-reward situation, Here's your corn. Corn, we were looking for now we have a new grouping now with the full moon. That was after the close of the 21st over Thanksgiving, early in the wee hours of Friday. And there's your corn on that date there. And the next day you you made your low, and then corn moved up nicely. Here's your beans, nailed it right on that Monday. Yeah, give it 1 day. You give it 1 day on the full moon. And so Monday we made a perfect double bottom there. Monday, Tuesday, 26th, 27th, before the beans moved up nicely, sharply. There's your T-bonds, made a little bit of a top there. Not any big money, but you might have enough to buy a hamburger or something, I guess. And there you go. There's pulled back maybe, let's see, that's a 40 area, hold back maybe a handful or so, over several days. Here's your gold. One of your faves there, Larry. You got your top there right on the near the full moon, and that had a pretty good pullback of about 35 down to about 20. There's about 15 handles there on your gold. Euro did not cooperate very well. You did get a little bounce there, but I forget. Oh, yeah, see, there's your full moon there on the 23rd. For some reason, I decided that didn't. You didn't really get the top, and the top was over here. I guess I was pretty mean to myself to call that one a miss, Anyway, so now let's move ahead. Now we got Mercury at 0 latitude. Let's look at their Mercury markets. I already, let's see, I think I covered, where did those go? Oh, corn. We have some duplication here, and then we have multiple cycles piling up, and then some of the cycles said the same thing. So your Mercury is associated with greens, and there you go. There's your corn again. There's your beans again, and so forth. And then we had the wheat, and so now we covered the Mercury thing for the most part. Soybeans and stocks. Then another featured thing was Neptune was going to go direct over that weekend. Excuse me. And here's the oil did not cooperate. It just went sideways and then chipped out that low that we're looking for around the 26th by a very small amount of money. And so you would have had a small loss on that trade, Here's your silver. Silver did a little better there. It made its low on that Tuesday. Right, so it's 26th, 27th. There's your low there on the silver, and kind of worked its way higher after that. All right, now here's some. I'm going to show you. I'm going to take a little detour now and show you some patterns, because November was chock full of big top stuff, and let's see how that all worked out. Now I just talked about the planets. Two things: planets going retrograde or direct, and also at 0 latitude. Here's my version of I call this a planetary index chart. This is sort of my version of the Bradley model. I have not given up on it. I just tried to fix things so that they're not working as well as you'd like. So here we have these red arrow items here. Venus turning direct right there. There's a red arrow there. And we made, I believe we made a low just ahead of that. Then we rallied up to perfectly Mercury retrograde right there. You made that top right there. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this top. The obvious, is it music time?
Time to pay a few bills.
Okie dokie.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour, brought to you by Nadex. Next on TFNN.
Okay, we're back, folks, with Norm Winsky of Astro Trends. Norm, continue, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You may remember that we had the new moon on the 7th back in November. Hit the black bars of the 10-minute S&P chart. And there you go. We made the top right there late on the 7th and retested on the 8th. And then we rolled over and went sharply lower. We made our low just ahead of Venus turning direct. And then we rallied up till Mercury turning retrograde perfectly right there. If you went short there, you were a happy camper. And then it went straight down into my big window here, my mega window here, right around Thanksgiving into Friday the 23rd. And we see we got a big cluster here. We had Venus at 0 latitude, Mercury at 0 latitude, and Neptune going direct, and a full moon. It doesn't get much better than that. And so that created that low there, and then we rallied 180 handles. So the bottom line here is that you got to pay attention to these things, or you're trade blind, in my opinion. I don't understand how anybody can trade without this stuff. It's telling you when the market's going to turn in advance. So there you go. Anyway, so this is why do we even care what happened last month? Because guess what's happening tonight? Tonight we have the new moon. Right? Yeah, the new moon and Mercury turning direct. And it's a cousin of one of Larry's all-time favorite appearances of mine when I was on your show back in May of 2015. And I said, Larry, I think we have something important coming up here. We're going to have a new moon and Mercury turning retrograde within 24 hours, right around the 18th and 19th of May. Remember that?
Yes, sir, I certainly do. We still have a plaque here in the office donating that to you. So,
and here's the chart. You see that? There's the 19th of May, the Dow Jones, the S&P. The futures topped out in the wee hours of the 20th. The indices topped on the 18th and the 19th, I think the 19th. And that was the high day of the year. So I'm not saying, obviously, we've had a big down here on the stock market, but we'll be looking for a change of trend at some extreme. If we have some extreme here, I think we may have already seen the extreme overnight when the futures got down to 26.49.75. I think is the low price. That's actually something of a pattern in that The low that we had on the 23rd of November was approximately $20 higher than the previous low at 26.10, and this high is approximately $20 higher than that low. So I think we might have a little bit of a pattern here, and I think we might be putting in the low as my best guess, because what we like to see at these big planetary windows is that the market gets to some extreme and then reverses. That's the pattern. So just like here, you had a big top there and it reversed. So now let's move ahead. Now we're going to talk about the future, what's coming up. So like I said, Mercury's in Scorpio and it's turning direct. So we want to look at the Mercury markets are your greens, and in Scorpio, you want to be looking at things associated with Scorpio, which are your cocoa, hogs, and bonds. And so I mentioned the greens, and then because it's a new moon, it would round up our usual new moon suspects, which again are the grains. Forex tends to turn. Your currencies tend to turn on the new moon, full moon, and then of course your precious metals. So we got gold, oil, OJ, silver, soybeans, and so forth. So I don't even need to put the charts up here. You folks need to get the shopping list here. Here's your shopping list, and look at which of these markets are at the biggest extreme, because that's where your best opportunity is going to be. The markets that are at the biggest extreme are the ones that are going to have the biggest reversal. It's Newton's law: for every action, there's an opposite equal reaction, and these things are going to, if they're going to turn, they're going to turn within the next 1 to 2 trading days. I got another big high energy day coming on the 10th, and so it could, and because with the shutting down the market on Wednesday, everything may get pushed a little bit into the future. So I would maybe allow possibly that it could get pushed into maybe Monday morning. So here's your shopping list here. Let's see, we also have a moderate cycle with the moon's north node in Cancer. So we want to watch your oil, silver, and stocks again. We got a huge cycle cluster coming next week. Pretty negative. Pluto is the planet that takes no prisoners, and this is all very negative for the U.S. cycles. So that's your U.S. stocks, T-bonds, and dollar. Obviously, they don't all move together. So sometimes, negative news brings the next stock market go up if they think that the Fed isn't going to raise rates. So it could be just the opposite, but there's a huge cycle cluster next week between the 10th and about 10th and the 11th. And then that whole thing is going to reverse when we get to about the 12th. So that's what you want to watch for, okay? So there's your shopping list here. These markets are the ones you want to take a look at tonight, see where they're at in terms of looking for some big extreme on these markets. And the bigger the extreme, the better, the bigger the possible reversal. And that's kind of it. Any questions or comments there, Larry, from the Tiger Den or any place?
Yeah, you mentioned Pluto, Norm. I'm looking at my calendar, and I don't see Pluto on the 10th or 11th.
No, that's a transit to the natal chart of the U.S.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that's good.
Not going to be. Right. That's not going to be on your calendar.
Okay. Now, with Mercury starting direct here and this new moon, this just like we had, like you mentioned, on May the 19th. Yeah.
It's not it's like a cousin, because this time Mercury's going direct. Back there in 2015, Mercury was turning retrograde, so it's like a relative, but not the exact same pattern. Right?
Oh, okay, that makes pretty good sense.
Yeah, so that's maybe that's why we're going to make a low. It looks like, if I had to guess right now, I'd say we're going to make a low, but you have to be flexible with these things, and hopefully, the closer we are to being at that extreme at the right time, which would be tonight, the better, the cleaner the pattern is, and the better the pattern. So I'd like to see a big down day today and go down to those lows we had overnight on the futures there. And so we're hanging out near the lows there by today's close. That would be the ideal. Though obviously the market doesn't always accommodate me, do what I'd like to see, But I'll tell you one thing, Larry, how many times have I come on here and go, oh, we got a big planetary window tonight. Now the market's sitting there in the middle, and I don't know what to do. And then by the end of the day, the market moved to the big extreme that I was looking for. And so, it sort of helped me out,
Do you have time to tell the folks how they can reach you?
Oh, that would be great.
Go ahead.
I'd love to talk to some of your folks and help them. So here we go on page 6. I have my contact information. I'm crazy, Larry. My wife says I'm crazy. You know my wife. She says, why do you do that? Why do you offer a class teaching 50 years of your knowledge for free? And I said, I like to help the people and get to know some people. And so that's what we're doing. I'm offering a 6-hour one-on-one class to teach my forecasting methods that are in my letter. I go through the letter and explain everything so you can do this. It looks complicated, but it's not. It's nothing in here that, you're not used to this language. Once you get used to the language, there's nothing in here that you could, if you got through grade school, you can do this. Right? So that's it. So you can get a hold of me here. I'm in chilly Florida today. It's a little chilly here today. And let's see, we're at 239. My phone is 239-594-3939. That's 239-594-3939. And there's my email, nwinsky@embarkmail.com. You can call me on Skype if you're overseas, or if you're not overseas. And that's norm.winsky, norm.winski. Any questions from the Tiger Den or anybody?
Well, we're in pretty good shape today, Norm. We'll have you on again soon, and if we don't, we'll want to wish you a happy holidays for sure, but we'll have you on before the end of the year for sure.
All right, happy holidays, everybody.
Best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools, as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and we have a caller from Michigan. John, what can we help you with?
Hey, Larry. Great to hear you again, and love listening to Norm Winsky on the show. Hey, I got a question for you about Bitcoin. I'll make it real quick. I've heard, I thought you said there have been 4 times that Bitcoin had made a run and crashed like 80% and then came back to make a new high each time. And so I can't find that. And I wanted to...
The reason why, John, is you have to use a logarithmic chart because of the move from 80 cents to 20,000 was a tiny bit extreme. So you have to go to a logarithmic chart that factors that in. If you do that, you'll be able to see it. Now, I've posted the chart of Bitcoin in the room here to show the folks that, we're at that same level. That was that 3,800 level, came in at the 83% retracement. And if you take a look at this chart of GBTC, which is the ETF for Bitcoin, and you'll notice it also has given back about 90% of its value. So we're down in an area, I'm not buying this, but this is where you want to buy it. It's $4.51. I'm going to be following this one much like we did Deutsche Bank, because if cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology is going to hold, it shouldn't get below 2,900, but we'll have to just to wait and see. But this is a completed pattern, and it has all the earmarks of something, really moving along. So we'll see.
I really appreciate that. I will check that out.
It's my pleasure.
I love your show. I love listening to you. And
well, thank you very much. I appreciate the kind words during the Christmas holidays, my friend. And I hope you have a nice day before summer starts on July the 5th.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
Okay, John.
One, Larry.
Yes, happy holidays to you. You bet.
Okay, bye-bye.
You bet. Okay, anyway, keep an eye on this Bitcoin ETF, folks. We're going to be following it just for fun, just for the technical purposes, because that's all it is. 877-927-6648.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. TFNN has put together the best lineup of live content for traders by traders every market day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected minds in the business. TFNN broadcasts 5 days a week live from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We have live programming every market day during market hours. Every morning, Larry Pesavento kicks off the trading day live at 9 a.m. and breaks down the opening bell with Trade What You See. At 10 a.m., Tom and Tommy O'Brien host the TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour, followed at 11 a.m. by the team at TD Ameritrade and Thinkorswim with Fast Market. Basil Chapman hosts the Tiger Technicians Hour at noon, Steve Rhodes at 1 p.m. with the Trader's Edge, Dave White at 2 p.m. with the Power Trading Hour, and Tom O'Brien anchors the daily lineup from 3 till 5 as host of the Tom O'Brien Show. Tune in to TFNN's Tiger TV on your computer or mobile device, and you can always find us streaming on YouTube. TFNN.com, educating investors.
This is TFNN, the Tiger Financial News Network. TFNN Headline News Update. Here's Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. We had the Dow Industrials trade down 790, NASDAQ off a 283, S&P's down 90. Percentage-wise, folks, it's over 3 right across the board. NASDAQ, the big hit, 3.8% lower. S&P's 3.1, Dow Industrials 3. Gold contract up $4.20, trading at $12.43 an ounce. You had silver up 9 cents, $14.59 an ounce. Both gold and silver, bottom line, higher priced, have the volume behind the move. Oil down 12 cents, $52.83 a barrel. Bottom line, oil, folks. If we go take a look at this oil market, it looks to me we're going to make that run for 45 bucks. What you had out here with oil today is this. Oil, bottom line, closed out at the price point of $52.83. You were as high as $54.55, and it gave it up in price. Dead cat bounce, couldn't handle it. It's going to go right after these lows again. The low of last week was $49.41. Looks to me like we're actually going for that $45 level. Notes and bonds continue to be the story. Bottom line is that we take a look at the 10-year note. 10-year note today was up 15 ticks. We are now at 2.9% on the 10-year yield. The 30-year bond was up 1 full point plus 24 ticks, 142.09. Now, both of those, folks, are going after their August swing highs. And bottom line, that August swing high, that will bring the 10-year down to about 2.7, which is pretty wild. If we go back to the full year, the low for the year right now is 2.3. The high is 3.2. Right now, we're right in the middle for the last, the average. That's where we're set up. We're at the low end for the last 6 months. Bottom line, we'll see where the rest of it shakes out. King dollar still hanging tough over that August 15th swing high. That being said, it got underneath it today, had volume on the move underneath it. That's saying we're going to be right back downtown. We got to a price point today of 96,300. We are at 96,920. Bottom line, I expect we're going to be down there. Lower prices coming at us. We had volume right across the indices, folks, as well as all the ETF structures. To recap out here, we had the Dow Industrials finished down 799, NASDAQ down 283, S&P's off 88. We're coming right back.